These Streets podcast.
Yep, a podcast featuring conversations about dating these modern times.
So today is episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3. It took a minute to get here.
Yes, this is exciting. So today we are going to be talking about communication
Yes.
in the dating world, relationships.
Yeah, and so I actually looked up the definition of communication, and it says the successful conveying or sharing of ideas and feelings.
Okay.
You agree with that definition?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty straightforward, to the point definition of what communication is.
I like that it said successful because I feel like people feel like they communicate different ways, but a lot of it is unsuccessful when it comes to relationships. So it's a successful conveying of information and ideas.
Right.
So what does that mean?
So to me, that means you sitting down and you could either, I'm gonna say you could talk, you can write it down, text it of how you feel or what's bothering you, any idea you have. It can be just random things that you want to get across to your partner or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on, I think it's unique to each couple, each relationship, because it could be platonic communication can go a different way as well too.
But do you think you can just communicate through text if that's how a person says that's the way they communicate? But that's not the way you do it. How can you make that successful? If one person is saying like, well, texting is better for me, I don't really like to talk on the phone. What do you think?
I think it comes with a give and take type, and you have to compromise. You do have to compromise on certain things. Yes, we can text, but also we need to have, if it's even like a weekly conversation of everything that transpired through the week or something like that. Like, I'm the type of person, when it comes to communication, I don't mind not talking to the person every day, even if I like them and stuff like that on the phone and stuff. I'd rather kind of be in your presence type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, us linking up, meeting, and talking that way. Yeah. Texting does get kind of annoying at times because it's like, okay, this is just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What else is we gonna talk about? Like,
yeah, and things can get lost in translation too in text.
Misunderstanding with the text message too.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I don't really care about talking to the person every day. I feel like I'm not saying like no communication at all throughout the day, but as far as phone calls and stuff like that, that doesn't really bother me as far as that. But you have to make some type of phone call throughout that week because we are all busy. I understand that and stuff like that, but we have to make out a time to have a conversation, just to hear each other's voices and just to feel that connection if y'all not able to see each other all the time. That's how I think about it.
So what do you do when someone cannot communicate? You're interested in them, they're interested in you, it's obvious, but the communication is lacking, and you may tell them like, hey, like, we don't talk enough, or you got to tell me what's going on, but they just may not know how to communicate. How do you evaluate that situation? How do you move forward in a situation like that? Do you just be like, okay, this is not going to work with this person? Or how do you try to make it work if you wanted to?
I feel like with that too, everything is a learning thing because honestly, like, if you're going into a situation, if you're going into a relationship with anybody, you have to learn the person regardless of how long it's been or how long you've known that person, because everybody is growing and changing. So in that instance, we can have a conversation about communicating and stuff like that, but then I think you have to kind of show them at the same time, like, hey, this is how I want things done, because you can tell them, and they may not quite understand what you mean, because and even as adults, we think that it's silly of us to be like, oh, I don't understand that, or I don't get that, because we think we supposed to basically know just about a lot of stuff. Some people don't know how to communicate and they never was taught that, and that's fine, but it takes both of y'all to want to learn each other and to be able to grow in that area if that's something you lacking. Now, if the person is not willing to learn,
That's what I'm
learn.
But you like them though. You feeling them.
I understand that, but if they're not willing to learn and compromise with you, then I think it's going to always be a constant battle, and then that at that point it's basically up to you if you want to deal with this, or you gonna be like, just forget it, I'm not about to deal with this. It all depends on the person, but I feel like if you like the person, you interested in the person, and you want to get to know this person, you have to give them a chance to learn you, and you learn them. But if they're not willing to do the same, then it's never going to go anywhere to me. That's how I feel about it.
I agree with that. I feel like the problem becomes when you just say, like, you meet a guy, right? Y'all just started talking and stuff. What's expected? I feel like there are expectations on both parties, and that's where communication get lost, because I may be a person who likes to talk to you every day, text you every day, hear from you, FaceTime you, and they may say, like, well, we're just getting to know each other. I don't feel like I have to put that much time in. Where do we go? I feel like that's a problem in today's relationships, because you can meet someone and your expectations may be like, oh, because we're getting to know each other, we have to talk, like FaceTime and stuff like that. To them, they be like, I hit you up once a day, and then maybe a text like, how are you, good morning, and good night, that type of stuff. And they may think like that's a good form of communication because of where you're at in that relationship. How do you navigate that? I feel like a lot of us have problems when it comes to just first initiating like dating and stuff and getting to know someone, because some people feel like, well, I don't owe you that. I don't have to talk to you as much. But I feel like if I'm dating, it's an understanding, like we're trying to get to know each other. There needs to be more communication.
Right.
What would you say?
So if they think that they not supposed to talk to you throughout the day or trying to ask you questions via text message or whatever the case may be, then I feel like they don't like you like that. That's just me. Okay. I just feel like if a guy or a girl, or a woman, a guy or a woman is into a person, they really want to get to know the person, they're going to do whatever it takes to get to know that person. So I feel like, because I have had both ends of the spectrum before, where a guy was texting me all the time, we was having conversations, we was talking every day, all that stuff like that, because he was interested into me. Then as it died down, it was just text here and there, and no phone calls and stuff like that. So I just figured he wasn't interested in me like that anymore. That's how I look at it. Like,
did you ask him? Like, did you communicate
that to him? Did I ever ask him?
Hey, is it that you're not just that into me? Is that why you're not willing to communicate more?
No.
Or you just assumed, like,
I just assumed that because once it started changing or switching up so early in the dating thing, it's just you not interested in me, or you found somebody else that you're talking to. Because in this dating world now, everybody just like, oh, I'm going to get to know this person. You can't really, I feel like you can't really get to know people when you got a list of people that you're trying to get to know. I understand, yeah, you dating, you supposed to see who you like and all that stuff like that. Yeah. But if you interested in someone and then you just hop to the next, you're going to lose interest in the first person, because the second person may be doing something differently than the first person or more. And then it's like, okay, this first person is not, I'm not interested in them because you're so in tune with the second person kind of thing. And I think that a lot of people just they leave it open instead of having a conversation with the person. I just feel like they should, okay, if you're not interested in the first person anymore, just say that. Just tell them instead of just lagging them on. But then people think, oh, I'm going to leave him or her right here just in case the second person is just masking this for this right now. So then I'm going to jump back.
Around, because you may still like something about that person. Yeah. You might just feel the other person more, but you like, if it don't work out with this person, then, you know, maybe I can go back to talking to this person. So I definitely understand. Do you think it's okay that people talk to multiple people while getting to know one person, like in the dating world? Because I just feel like it's not transparent enough because from me, I personally feel like if I'm talking or dating, it's going to be one person. I don't like talking to a bunch of different guys. Like, it makes no sense to me. I feel like I would be confused. And honestly, I don't have the attention span to talk to multiple guys. But people will say, you're dating, you're not in a relationship, you can talk to as many people as you want. So some people may take that and they do that, and that's why you may not get the full on, because I'm only interested in this one guy. He may be talking to multiple women. I'm only getting bits and pieces of him, but he's getting all of me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it could just be, I don't know. It's a little iffy when it comes to that, because I feel like a lot of people feel like, well, you're not in a relationship, so you can't expect somebody to always talk to you. But the way I look at it is like, I'm only interested in you.
Right.
You know? I don't know. How do we navigate that? Stop talking to the person, I guess. I don't know.
I just feel like people are not open and honest enough anymore. Like, they always trying to hide something, or they always got an ulterior motive behind things, instead of just being open and honest, and like, oh, that's where communication come in part. And I think people would respect people more, and if they was just open and honest. Okay, you talking to somebody now. Okay, all right, I understand that. So if you come off saying that, then you can give me the choice if I want to see where this goes, or do I just want to go on about my business. But people don't give people those choices, and that's where the communication and stuff flakes off at, because people don't want to be honest no more in this dating world and stuff like that. And they be like, oh no, I'm not talking to nobody else. Or then when you like, or like if a person like kind of check you about it, then it's like, oh yeah, we're not together, but I was talking to other people and stuff. Like, but why you didn't say that at the beginning? So then I could have decided if I want to. Me personally, when I'm dating, I tried talking to multiple people at one time, and it's draining. Yeah. It's draining. I feel like, but also in dating, you can't, like, we wait too long. Like, when we're dating, we wait too long to, like, cut somebody off, or if it's not working, we still lagging it on, or we still,
because we're really trying to fill it out.
Right, you know, but if it's not feeling the way you want to go down the road, then you need to cut it off, because it's not going to change. I feel like it's not going to change. So once you get to this certain point, it's not going to change. So it's either so if you keep lagging this on this relationship that they're trying to develop, this is what it's going to be. Unless this person decides to change on their own. But you can't change nobody. You can't make nobody change and all that stuff like that. So it's like, that's where it gets like kind of funky, because it's like you wait too long to be like, okay, this is not working for me. And I'm not saying, okay, 2 weeks in and you like, oh no, this is not working for me, I'm out of here. I'm saying maybe 2 to 3 months tops, but we'll drag it on for a year. We'll drag it on for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
okay, not to I know we're talking about, you know, communication in this episode, but you just got me thinking, like, when it comes to dating, like you said, we linger stuff on this. Like, are we looking for something better out there when we're doing that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess my question is, like, what are you looking for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if a person comes and y'all got a good vibe, y'all like each other and stuff, you know, and I think people think things are going to be perfect. It's not. You know what I'm saying? You're getting to know somebody. We come from 2 different backgrounds. We got 2 different stories, and we're trying to mesh it.
Right.
So, of course, even us being friends, we may have some disagreements because, again, we may think differently on stuff.
Right.
So I think that's normal. But it's like, do I trade you in? Because it's like...
she ain't about to trade. I don't know what she think this is. She ain't trade me in.
Can I say, like, is there somebody maybe better than her? let me not settle for this friend. Hey, is anyone else? I feel like we don't do that when it comes to other people in our lives.
Right.
But when it comes to and I get it, because your significant other makes a huge impact on your life, but I think we've gotten so far away because I don't think I did that back in the day. Like, I didn't think I was looking for like, oh well, it got to be somebody better than this guy.
Right.
I just dated him.
Right.
And if it went
right.
well, it went well. If it didn't, it didn't. I feel like now that I'm getting older, I feel like we're just looking for something
better.
that's not out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not out there. Like,
Yeah.
can I trade you in? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, you cannot trade me in. So,
but that's what I'm saying. But we have our differences, right? And we come together and make stuff work. And I just feel like today's dating, what are we looking for? Like, what are you?
Yeah. Okay.
What you looking for? Like, we got what you like. What we looking for? It's confusing. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
is.
Like, you can meet. I know I'm a good girl. You know what I'm saying? I do my best. But it's like you and me guys. It's like, why you want so many options? You're gonna get confused. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why do I want so many options of guys? If you're a decent guy and we're coming together, we can build something. Why not try to make that work? Like, what we gonna be dating until we 50s and 60s? You're not going to find the perfect person.
You not.
And so it's like, that's why communication is so important, because I need to know what you want or what you're looking for, and then you need to know what I'm looking for. Because if you're not looking for the end result of being married and stuff like that, then no, we're not gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
so with the lingering thing, okay, so we gonna use that as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So you said your end result, you want to get married, right?
Dating with the intentions on being married.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's your dating with intentions. So
Yes.
your guy comes,
Right.
we're gonna say, John comes along,
Okay.
and he wants to get to know you.
Yeah.
So John says, hey, I'm out here dating, but I don't know if this is I'm just dating to see where it goes, right?
So his intention is to date to see where it goes, but he
Yes.
don't want to be married.
No, it's not. He's not saying he doesn't want to be married. He's open to marriage, but he's just dating right now to see where it goes. This is what he's saying.
My reply to communicate to him effectively is like, right now in your life, are you looking to settle down? Are you ready to settle down? Or are you just out here because you want a female companion?
Okay, so
That would be me communicating to him, because
Right.
I'm like, right now, like, I want to settle down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if it's not you. Like, my intentions is to meet somebody and build with them. But if some people know where they're at in life, like, I'm not ready for marriage and stuff like that. So I would need to know, like, yeah, you can want marriage. That could be 10, 12 years down
Right.
the line. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But where are you at right now? And if you're saying, like, well, I'm just looking to play the field, have a good time, yeah, it ain't going to work. You know, like, we're on two different stratospheres here. She checking her.
I think she messed up her stuff. Dang it.
But yeah, you just have to, communicate that.
I think we can probably mesh them together.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so John says he wants to see where it goes.
Right.
So my example with that is, okay, so typically women would be like, okay, I want to settle down and get married, but then they'll be like, well, John is nice. I like John and everything like that, and give him a chance. Sometimes they be thinking, well, if he sees that I'm settled down material, then they'll end up dating John, and John then let you know at the beginning that he just want to see where it go, and he's open to it.
Yeah, see, I don't like that word open to it. Like, you have to be definitive, like, know what you want. Like, because that open to it mean also that I may not want to get married.
Right.
You know, it's like me saying I'm open to children, but in the back of my head I could be saying, like, well, I really don't want them.
Right.
But I'm just telling you that because it's like, in case you want it, like, just know that I'm open to it. But in my heart of hearts, like, I don't want children. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, you need to be definitely you can't be teeter-tottering in between, lukewarm. Like, I need to know what you want, you know?
Right.
And to me, like, that's where we go wrong, because we're thinking, like, that person to me, I'm open. That it's wordplay. Like, people can use words, and it's like it's wordplay. Like, I'm open to a relationship. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm open to marriage. Like, okay, so you're no, yay and nay. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who you meet, no, I need a person that's like, no, I definitely want to be married. I definitely want to settle down. let me see where it goes with this person. That's not saying that it may work out between me
Right.
and John or me and whoever,
Mhm.
but the fact that we both have the same mindset is like we're going to date differently.
Right.
Versus me dating a guy who just want to play the field, or a man dating a woman who's just out here like, I'm just having fun at this point. They're not going to want to be serious. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I think that's where communication lacks. Like, when we start talking to somebody, you really need to know and be on the same page of like, where are you at right now? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Are you ready to be married at this point? Not like, some people may say, well, no, I'm not. I'm not financially ready, or I'm not mentally ready, or ready to commit like that. That is fine. Then
Right.
you let that person decide if they want to continue to talk to you, or if they want to move forward and, you know, meet somebody who got the same type of, you know,
Right.
equally yoked, as they say. It's
Right.
important. Yeah.
And that's what I'm
You'll find
saying,
yourself
like,
in an 18-year relationship playing house
right. With about 4 or 5 kids by that time.
and never married.
Right. And then that's what I'm saying, like, when people don't fully communicate their intentions, it is harder for people to maneuver. And that's why I'm saying, like, when you make your intentions known at the beginning and you communicate everything that you desire, want, and all that stuff like that, instead of trying to have like I said, an ulterior motive against this person that you don't even know, and stuff like that, that's what makes it harder, because everybody doesn't want to communicate their pure intentions
That's
of
the
what they
thing.
want
If you
out.
want friends with benefits, let somebody know you want friends with benefits.
They don't. People never come out and say, "I
Because-
want friends with benefits." Oh, I'm open to dating. They think friends with benefits is dating, and it's not.
That's not dating. That's not dating. That's not even. I don't even like that saying friends, because we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Friends. Think about that. Who came up with that? Friends with benefits. Like,
This culture.
it's
It's
toxic.
toxic.
That's how you end up in situationships. Go check out that video. Situationships.
Yes, that was episode 2.
Because of the friends and benefits stuff. Like, there is no. Let's really date. Let's really get to know each other. And dating takes time. You have to be patient with it, you know, because you are really dating to see if this is your person, or if this is the person you want to be with. I would put it like that. I don't think. Now I'm learning. I don't know if there's a specific person for you.
Right.
I know people used to think like, my soulmate. Is it really a such thing? You know? Do you think it is?
I honestly, I was listening to this video, and he was saying, like, your soulmate, you don't find your soulmate, you build your soulmate, basically.
Build with your soulmate?
You build with your soulmate.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
y'all build together to create what y'all want out of life.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. You have to work towards, everything takes work. That's how I feel.
It's hard as heck. Life is just, you're going to go through stuff. You're going to experience loss. You can experience financial loss. You can experience, like, it goes without saying, nothing is, like, set in stone. I don't care what jobs you're working. Like, you may experience that with your partner. And it's like, y'all going to let that break y'all? It has broken a lot of people who, quote unquote, met their soulmates. That's why you see the divorce rate going up. Like, people...
Because people don't want to do the work. They just think, we got married, or they had these big, extravagant weddings, and no one ever has, like, where communication comes into play. A lot of people, when they get married or jump into a relationship, they never sit down and have a full-blown conversation of what they want, what they expect out of this relationship, out of this marriage. None of that. They just like, oh, I love her, I love him, we about to get married. Like, and a lot of people don't have those tough conversations. Like, any relationship, you have to have a tough conversation with the person.
Yeah.
And you have to work at it. Like, you really have to work.
You're not going to have a perfect significant... There is no one out here that's perfect.
Mm-mm.
They're going to come with something. So I think that we need to take a step back in this dating world and just really evaluate, like, is this person a good person? Like, what? Like I said, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? It's
and
not
I
a
think
perfect
people
person.
need to sit down before they start dating and hopping in the bed with people. They need to sit down and really write this out. Like, they need to write out what they want, what they looking for, what they need
And work
as
on
a
yourself.
person.
That's another thing. Like, you cannot expect this person to come with A, B, C, D on your list, and you ain't got none of that.
Right.
I want somebody who in shape with a six pack and you don't go to the gym at all. I want somebody who, I want a submissive woman. It's nothing wrong with that. Ladies, you can play that part and be submissive to the man that you want to be submissive to. But the men who are asking for that, it's like, sir,
What am I submitting to?
what am I submitting to? That's a lot. Because to be submissive, that is a strong person. Like, it's not a weakness, for a woman to be submissive to a man. But you have to come with some type of character plan for a woman to even feel comfortable to submit herself to you.
Right.
You got women talking about, I want a guy making,
Six
this.
figures.
But do you cook? Do you clean? Like, what you gonna do? What part you gonna?
Do you even make 5 figures? Like,
and a lot of men don't care about what women make.
I know, but
they do want you to be able to cook, clean, and are you a potential, for
Good
motherhood? Yeah, like,
yeah.
can you be a potential good spouse? Like, and no,
and that's where I'm saying communication come into play.
It does.
Of everything that you desire, what you envision your life to be at the end of everything. Like, when you do settle down, what do you envision your wife to be? What do you envision your husband to be?
Yeah.
And then also, I think with the communication too, how do you communicate with yourself? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily say have full-blown conversations with yourself, but how's your thought process when it comes to you? If you want somebody to effectively communicate with you, how do you communicate with yourself?
Yeah.
I feel like everything starts with yourself and how you treat yourself and how you want to be treated.
I like that because I feel like a lot of us can't spend time alone, and it's like that's another thing. So you jump in and out of relationships with people because you're not okay with being by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You haven't healed from stuff. You just bouncing from next person. You made a good point. Like, take time to really work on yourself too, and like you said, communicate things to yourself. Work on your communication skills because
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm learning that I need help in some things, like expressing myself sometimes, or maybe not expressing myself as much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you do
When
have to
to,
learn.
yeah, I'm
When
learning
to,
that
when not
too.
to,
Like,
yeah.
what to take so seriously and what to not just
Yeah.
leave alone.
Is this worth the
sometimes.
argument?
Yeah.
Just learning stuff like that. And I feel like that just comes with time and with age. Like, no one is born with them skills. Like you said, we never been taught this stuff.
No, especially in the black community, we was taught to stay out of grown people's business and go sit down and play somewhere. That was it. We was never taught to convey our feelings. No, not men or women. We were all not able to convey our feelings and stuff like that because we was told we need to stay in a child's
in the
place.
black community, the families, we don't communicate either. It's
No.
just sometimes it's just like you don't talk about stuff. Like, don't bring that up.
Right.
And so now you're going into your relationships like this, like, well, I've never been able to express myself as a kid, so you want me to tell you how I feel? Like, no, like, that's not how my family operated. Well, I'm a person that expresses myself, so if I got with a guy like that, we would definitely have to do some therapy because I cannot.
And y'all would have to, like I said, you would have to. It'll be a learning process, but it has to take both of y'all to willing to learn.
Yeah.
Learn how to effectively communicate with each other. If y'all both not willing to learn that, then it's always going to be a lot of hurt feelings. It's going to be a lot of like just unnecessary arguments and stuff like that. But like you said, you don't know who your person is. Everybody looking for this perfect person.
Don't exist.
I've had done that before too. Like, been thinking looking for the person that's for me, but at the same time.
But what does that mean? The person that's for me. What you looking for? What are you looking for? I'm just curious. Like, what are you looking? What is the person that's for you? Exactly.
You don't know. I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't know.
That's what
and
I'm saying.
It's like you have to really sit back and think about that, which I have thought about that. Like,
and there's nothing wrong with having like standards. We're not saying that. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to date somebody who is an alcoholic or something,
you don't want to date a hood nigga. You ain't gotta date a hood nigga. If you want to date a hood nigga, date a hood nigga. But I'm just saying, like, it's just, it takes work in any relationship. It doesn't matter
Definitely.
who you
And you
dealing
hear
with.
married couples say that, like, marriage is hard. And I think we go in with the Disney character ideas of, like, woo,
After this
Cinderella.
wedding, yes, this wedding we on.
Everything, we're going to have a
Be
big house,
bliss.
and we're going to have the
Yes.
dog and the white picket fence. You may live in an apartment. Will you
That
be
too.
okay with that? But and build to a house. Like, that is fine. Like, you may go from give me a car, a regular, you know, you may
A
want
Hyundai Civic.
a Honda, which is a nice car,
Yeah.
you know, and you may want, give me an expensive car,
A Tesla.
a Tesla. You may build with that with your partner, and I think we all just go and we see social media couples posting stuff. It's like, y'all.
And those social media couples, they had to communicate their way to get to where they are. They not
we
going to
don't know
show
what's going on
you
with them.
the
Yeah.
grid, the dirt, the work that they had to do to get towards that. It is some true couples that will share those moments with you, but it's a lot of couples that don't. They just show you the glitz and glam, but
Yeah.
it took work for them to get to that glitz and glam. It did.
Yeah, and I mean, I be hearing left and right people getting divorced and stuff like that. It'd be like the crazy stuff, like, just
Because of lack of communication.
Yeah,
That's just what it is. Like, once you get done communicate, like, people think you're supposed to have a
you
conversation.
know how tiring that is to keep going from relationship to relationship and marriage to marriage. Like, that has to be freaking exhausting.
Getting to know people, starting over. Even with
Don't
the
use that word,
dating.
discouraging.
Even with dating, it's like, I am so tired of asking people these questions. What are you looking for? What are your intentions? And a lot of guys just lie about it anyway because they trying to figure out, oh, I'm going to be on the same page she is. And they really not. Like, it is tiresome.
It comes out, like, what your intentions really are. Like,
Yes,
eventually,
it does.
the person can be like, well, I see straight through this BS.
Yes.
And this is not what I wanted. And then just, you can alleviate that. Like, all that hurt and stuff, like you said, if you up front and, you know, really, converse about, like, what you want and what we're doing here.
I think a lot of people, when they start dating people, they don't want to, like, pull all their skeletons out and stuff like that, which is understandable.
Yeah.
I get it, because you don't want to scare the person away. But at the same time, it's like, your skeletons, they not going to stay in this closet for long. Because they can't. They can't stay in this closet for long. So
and then,
I
you know,
just
as
feel like,
you talk, like, that person's true colors actually come out. So some people may not want to, because as we start to talk and get to know each other, I'm going to start realizing things that I may not like that you tell me about and stuff. So some people probably try to avoid that as long as possible, you know, because if you're a serial dater, you got experience in this world. But if you ain't been, like, dating like that, you know,
you don't know what the heck going on.
Yeah, because if you meet me, fellas, I'm going to talk. I'm going to have a conversation. Like, you know, I treat every new prospect the same. Like, I don't look at it like, oh, my past, you know, this, I dealt with this. Like, that's not fair to the next person. And you will meet people who do that. Like, my last relationship, it ain't never happened to me again. Like, but I'm not her. Like, and that is a turn off, because it's like, go heal, be blessed, go heal. I don't have time to deal with that foolishness. Like, come back when you ready. Matter of fact, don't come back, because most of the people don't be trying to heal, you know. And it's frustrating. So I don't know. Like, I feel like people just, we need to start communication classes in school or something, you know. Maybe
not as an elective, but it needs to be just like financial literacy need to be part of class of school too. And then I think that also with communication too, effective communication is also listening. Not listening to respond, but listening to really listen. And people will tell you, like, if you listen to people and what they talk, you ask the right questions, you listen to their answer, and really listen to their answer, they tell you what their intentions are just by them talking. If you give the opportunity for somebody to talk to you and you actually listening to them, they gonna tell you what's up, all just off rip. Like, it's like, it's amazing when you actually listen. And then also through text messages, you need to read to like really understand where the person is coming from, because that's why a lot of times where text messages do get misunderstood, because you putting your feelings into it and not considering the person that's sending the message feelings.
Yeah.
Because I reread text messages even after the conversation is over. I reread it just to understand where that person was coming from. I do that. I do that quite often. Like, I don't know. I just do.
It gets lost in translation because you don't know the emotion or the feelings, behind it. Like, I could say something jokingly in the text and you may take it serious,
right? And
it's like, no, like I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? So everything you can't put in a text message. And also, be okay with constructive criticism. Like, if somebody is communicating something that they have, like a problem they have with you, be okay with just listening. You know what I'm saying? No one's saying that you have to be like, well, you always, like, don't get beat down with the stuff. But, like, if I'm expressing to you, like, well, you hurt my feelings, or, you have to be receptive to that kind of stuff and really listen to. That's communication, too, is actually having a listening ear when talking to the person. So that's very important as well. And I feel like people don't want to do that either. Like, if I tell you how I'm feeling, they like, well, it's just me. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying. Listening to understand and not listening to respond. Yeah. Like, and that's how a lot of arguments come to play too, because you're not listening to understand where this person is coming from. You listening to respond because that's your defense mechanism, that you think that they trying to attack you or anything like that. No, I'm just trying to tell you this is how I feel and stuff like that. And body language come into play with communication too. That's why I said I don't really.
Or a personal instinct, like, oh, here we go. Like, we want to talk, and it's like, come on, like, it's nothing wrong with talking. Like, why do you have a problem when somebody want to talk to you? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, that's a part of developing a relationship.
Yes, and then if you don't communicate it with the person, but you want to have sex with them, how you not talk to somebody and just have sex with them? You want them to enter your body, and you don't communicate. I don't understand. That's crazy.
I don't understand. That's that friends with benefits, where you don't talk and just sleep around. I don't know. Situationships.
Yeah.
That's how you get stuck.
That's how you do get stuck.
That's how you get stuck. Because now you're emotionally, they don't understand, like, even with that, you get emotionally connected to the person. It's all bad. Like, now the person feelings and emotions even deeper, so now you're really going to be irritated because they're going to want to talk even more now. Like,
Right.
That's why I just start the conversations, like, start having them. Like, it's nothing wrong with it. I feel like
serious conversations, not what's your favorite color, what color bike you used to ride as a kid, all that stuff. No, serious conversations and serious questions, because we adults, and at the end of the day, we all want to be with somebody.
You know what I just thought of when we went to go see Creed, in the scene where he didn't tell her. For all those, I'm like, if you ain't seen it, I'm sorry.
That was a good piece of communication.
But the scene went like this. So Michael B. Jordan's character, his friend came home from prison and stuff. Like, they used to get in trouble when they was younger and stuff like that. And so he invited the friend over for dinner with him and his wife, And so the friend was just bringing up, old stuff when they were kids. And she kind of just played it off a little bit because you could see, like, she didn't understand it, but she didn't want to embarrass Michael B. either. And, like, the next day, he brought up a conversation that him and the friend was having, and she was like, well, what happened? Like, why
you never told me about this and stuff like that?
Yeah, and you could see, like, even though it's a movie, remember, it kind of, like, conflicted their relationship, like, bringing, like, problems. It was causing issues, and he told her, like, he didn't want no therapy session.
He didn't want to, he was like, I wasn't feeling no therapy. He was getting mad because...
And all she wanted to do was figure out, like, what's
going on. Why is this bothering you?
You know what I'm saying?
And when you with somebody, when you with somebody for a while and stuff like that, you start to notice, like, how they act, their body language, all of that stuff. And, like, they're married. So she knew something was bothering him, but he didn't want to communicate.
Your significant other to really
pay
check
attention
on you.
To.
Yeah,
pay attention to you.
That would be crazy if she was just like, whatever. Like, didn't care.
Like, he just in one of his moods. Like, like, he in one of his moods. He'll be all right tomorrow.
Yeah. No.
But she could tell that him bringing up that dark past of his was really bothering him.
Right.
And of course,
he didn't want to relive it, but it's like, this obviously is causing problems. This new person just popped up in our lives. Like, I need to know what's going on. Even if it's embarrassing, even you trying to forget it, like, it's coming back up. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's bothering
It's
him.
bothering you. So,
and that's another thing. When people, when something bothers someone or something is, like, not a good feeling, we have been so learned and triggered to suppress it.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't. We should not suppress it. You should talk about it because it makes you feel better. I've learned that.
Yeah.
When you talk about whatever that happened to you or whatever was bothering you, it's like a relief off of you, and you can let it go.
Because why are you holding on to that by yourself when you can have, like, your friends, your family, your significant other, like, really talk through and work that situation out with you? Why are you holding on to that? Like, talk about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Get somebody you confide in, and it should be your significant. If you can't confide in that person that you with, bye-bye.
If they make you feel like you bothersome or you a wimp or you a sip or you whatever they call you around here these parts in these day and ages, then what's the point of y'all being together? If y'all can't sit down and confide in each other, comfort each other, and stuff like that. I think that's how a relationship's supposed to work.
I should be able to tell you,
y'all
my
teammates.
Best friend.
Yeah, y'all teammates.
We're one.
Yeah.
In God's eyes, so yeah, like, whatever I'm feeling, you're feeling. Whatever you're feeling, I'm feeling. Like, and that's how I know something is bothering you, because I'm that connected to you. Like, what's going on? You come home from work. He may come home from work or something. You're like, well, dang, like, his attitude a little thrown off. Like, did something happen? Right. You give him a few minutes to process it. You just got home and stuff. But best believe I'm going to ask before you go to bed, like, hey, like, you came in a little bit different. What's wrong? And you shouldn't have a problem. Like, just, I don't want to talk about it. Like, okay.
And if you don't want to, because I'm also a type of person, too. If something bothering me, I like to process it first. Like, that's just me. Like, I like to process it myself and, like, just try to figure out why am I upset and stuff like that. And then, yes, we can come and talk about it once I've been calmed down. And, well, this was bothering me and stuff like that. So, but it's a way you can communicate that to your partner. Like, hey, I just want to process this right now. Like, we gonna talk about it, but I just need to process it myself right now. Like, just try to figure it out. Not be like, oh, stop asking me all these questions.
Yeah, like,
that's how you get unsafe
it causes
feeling.
a problem in your relationship.
Yeah,
because now you're lacking in communication, like you said, which I feel like is one of the biggest things couples have is communication issues. So I feel like that's in every relationship. I may have communication issues with my parents, like my siblings, like, and guess what? That relationship is just going to continue to decline because I'm like, we don't talk about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's going to decline, and then next you know, you be like, dang, I ain't heard from so-and-so in months.
Exactly. They don't know me like that. Like, I wonder why. Y'all never sit down and talk about nothing. So, yeah. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know what the solution is, guys. I just feel like communication is important. Like,
we just need to all learn to communicate, and we got to be willing to learn it. That's the thing. Everybody has to be willing to learn how to communicate and be honest.
Be honest.
Just honesty. That's yes, it has. It has gone out the window.
People are about the dumbest.
Miss things.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it is.
People lie about the dumbest things. Like, why can't you just be upfront? Like, I don't get it.
I don't understand that.
My goodness, I don't know. But y'all let us know, what I'm saying, what your thoughts are on communication and, relationships, whether it's
give us some ideas of how to effectively communicate.
Yeah, chime
Even
in.
though this is dating in these streets, we can hear from couples too. I mean, because they going through it or whatever the case may be.
Or if you have a successful communication in your relationship, I like to hear from that too. Like, if y'all, been able to communicate y'all feelings and just whatever you experience and just talking about anything, I love to hear stuff like that. When couples are able to communicate, like, what made y'all do that? What made y'all start? We would love to hear back from, y'all too. So not just single
Yes.
people, but
Right.
we like to learn from the happily married, happily engaged people,
Yes.
out here, is y'all give people hope. So
Yes, y'all definitely do. I will say that.
Yes. So please like, subscribe, like we said,
Follow.
tap in, and just let us know what y'all thoughts
We
are.
appreciate our followers we have now. It's
Yes.
exciting to see people actually listening to us and stuff like that.
Definitely.
That is very
definitely.
exciting.
Yeah, this is just something, like we said, we started talking about these things ourselves, just, dating out here and stuff. And so it's not to bash men or women. We're not coming, from that perspective at all.
No.
But just kind of get us on better track with each other. Because, I think that we're better together. Two are better than one.
Yes.
Who really want to be single out here?
By
In the-
themselves,
in these
alone, all that stuff.
Man, I have an uncle who, I don't even...
That's another conversation.
That's another conversation, but he regrets it. So it's not all fun.
And you hear a lot of people that been single for a long time, that's in their 50s, 60s, 70s, they regret not settling down when they...
Yeah, because God didn't intend for you to be single.
They
Some
haven't.
people, okay,
Yeah.
they'll pull out figures in the Bible like Paul. If you literally choose, that's your choice. But I'm saying, like, some people, I don't get it. Like, my uncle, he could have married and had kids. Now he just always talk about how lonely he is, and it's really sad, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't
And
wanna be
that's
like that.
because everybody thinks somebody is better than the next instead of building the person that they have chosen.
And you don't think you're getting older either. He probably wasn't thinking that at the time.
That too.
Like, I'm going to get older. Well, the older you get, sometimes it's harder to find a significant other because...
A decent significant
Because
other
most people
at
are
that.
married. So
Yeah,
it's like
that
the
too.
older you get, and you're single, good luck. Your 30s is hard. So I can imagine 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know. But yeah, y'all, just let us know, We appreciate y'all. Thank
Yes.
you for all the follows, the likes. Yeah, tap in, guys.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. This is Dating in These Streets podcast.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
Yes.
We look forward to the next video.
We'll holla.
Peace.